Hi everyone, I hope you're well, and today I'm going to do another what I've been reading video. I have 5 books to review, so let's just get straight into it. First up, I read Cartwheel by Jennifer Dubois, and this is basically based on a true story, kind of. There was a case called the Amanda Knox case. I'm sure a lot of you already know what I'm talking about. Basically, this girl called Amanda, who was American, went to study abroad. She was sharing with an English girl called Meredith, and Meredith was found murdered. Amanda was then arrested for it, and eventually, after a long court case and the press really got involved in it, Amanda was found not guilty of Meredith's murder, and another boy is serving like jail time for it, and they said that he did it. A lot of people still think Amanda Knox did it. Even though she was found not guilty, a lot of people think she got lucky with the court system, and that the reason she got off was because, you know, she was white, American, rich, and that's the reason she got off. So this is loosely based on that. This is told from Amanda's point of view, but she is called Lily. Lily goes to study in Buenos Aires, and she's a really naive girl. She's kind of not likeable in this, if I'm completely honest. She's kind of a bit spoiled, very selfish, and she goes there to study, and she has a roommate, and this girl is found murdered. She gets arrested for it, and this is told from many different people's point of view. So you hear it from Lily's and her kind of carefree point of view. You hear it from her mum and dad, who've had to fly over to Buenos Aires. They're American. It's told from the detective who is trying to find out all the things to put forward to a court, but it's also, he's told about his life as well. So he's relaying it about his life and about his marriage, which I actually found quite boring, if I'm completely honest. That made the book very long, so those bits, if you are going to read it, you don't need them, so you can kind of skip through the detective's narration on this a lot of the times. And then it's told from this boy who lives next door, who is very rich, and Lily was kind of having a relationship with, and maybe her roommate was as well. And it's all those different sides. And yeah, I thought it was quite an interesting book. When I read it, it was very fast paced. I read it incredibly quickly and I couldn't put it down. But then after I'd read it, I didn't really feel like it said anything. It was kind of saying, oh, this is everything. You make up your own mind what happened and about the Amanda Knox case and everything. And yeah, I didn't really feel like it tied everything up. I think it could have done a lot. It could have said, you know, she's white, she's American, that gives her certain privilege over people, and maybe that's why she got off. But it didn't really do any of that when it could have. So yeah, it was an okay book for me. Next up, I read Unrequited Love by Gregory, and this took me so long to finish, and it is so short. Basically, this is kind of based on a true story again. It's Unrequited Love on stalking and being stalked. Gregory is a lecturer at University College London, well, he was when this was published, so I don't know if he still is. And he basically got stalked by this girl, but it was kind of cyber stalked, as in she just kept sending him emails. And it's about that, so he talks about that. He then goes on to talk about the nature of unrequited love, and how obviously this girl liked him and he didn't like her back. So she was trapped in unrequited love, but then she was also stalking him, and how a lot of people in modern life probably have been stalked because, you know, I'm sure a lot of people, you've had a crush who you didn't really like, and they just kept on texting you even when you stopped contact with them. And he kind of considers that as stalking, kind of unnecessary attention, which I'm not sure if that is stalking, if I'm honest with you. I think if you say to them, stop contacting me, then if they carry on, it's stalking. But if you don't say anything, I personally don't think it is. I think he must teach English. Oh yeah, he does. Oh, he likes literature and art, but I think he's definitely a classical English lecturer, because everything is about a classical text. So it'll be like, in Thomas Hardy's book, blah blah blah, and then he'll tell you how it relates to his life. And that was interesting, but it was like reading an essay. It was like how many pages are we? It was like 155 page essay. That's what it literally was like. And when in an essay you make a point, you then have a quote from someone else, and then you sum it up. That's what he did on every single thing. He didn't really give his opinion a lot, he just gave other people's. I found it in times really interesting, and then at the end I kind of felt like he started stalking someone because he met this girl in the gym. She told him the area she lived in, and then every night after work he walked through her area just to kind of bump into her, but it was kind of put in a romantic way. A bit like if you've seen My Fair Lady, great film by the way, Audrey Hepburn version. In that there's a boy that's like on the street where you live. It's a fantastic song. The boy's called Freddie. He's in love with her, she doesn't love him. and he waits outside her house and is like, I will wait here on the street that you live because I'm in love with you. And he doesn't sing it to her, it's just kind of saying he walks down this street all the time. And it was that kind of same thing, so I wonder if he was inspired by that in some, you know, kind of way. But I kind of found that stalking because he knew the girl in this had a boyfriend and she didn't like him. And it's a bit like, well, you're stalking her, but you're calling that unrequited love, and yet when a girl did it to you, it was stalking. I didn't quite get that, and I don't think he got that connection, obviously. It was really interesting, as in when he was talking about different parts of London, and there's like a map of London there, which is really nice. So if you don't know London, it's nice to like tell you what different parts of London are like. Yeah, I thought it was good. I think I will keep this book and I'll revisit it in a few more years when I've read some of the books that he talks about in this, and it will be more interesting. But it felt really heavy, and it felt like he wasn't giving us his opinion, he was giving us loads and loads of different scholars' opinions and not saying any was right or wrong, which is, you know, it's a very open way of thinking, but it leaves you very confused afterwards. So again, this was an okay book, it wasn't terrible. I will be revisiting this. I then read a great book which I've already done a review on. They Let Me Write a Book by Jamie Curry. Jamie is a YouTuber, otherwise known as Jamie's World. I've done a review on my channel of this book, singular review, so you can see it. This is a really fun book. So yeah, this is a really lovely book. Next up, I read Nevermind by Edward St Aubyn, and can we just take in that cover for a second? Look at that dragonfly, look at that dragonfly. This is about a very kind of upper class English family who live in the south of France. There's a little boy called Patrick, and it's told from so many different points of view. On the back it says something happens to Patrick one day which is going to alter his life, and so you're kind of like, oh, okay, it's going to be something pretty bad, and you think it's all going to be told from his point of view, like Emma Donohue's Room. But it's not. It's told from many different people. So it's told his mum and dad have a very awful relationship. His dad's a horrible man to everyone, and you get that straight away. And then it's told by his parents' friends who are coming over for dinner, and they're all kind of unlikable. To be honest, I didn't really like any of them apart from Patrick, because he was a child and he was alright. And his mum has kind of had a drinking problem. But they're all very like posh and respected. It's all kind of, you know, that whole English stiff upper lip. They're all pretending everything's okay when just under the surface everything is not okay. It's the most dysfunctional group of people you will ever meet, and at times that made it a really funny book. But what happens to Patrick, a lot of people who would read the back would guess it, because when it happened I was like, oh no, oh no, and then I showed someone the back and I was like, I can't believe this happened, and they were like, oh, I would have guessed that 100%, because it's like something will his father rules with cruelty, shocking events, and all that kind of wording. So the person was like, I would have guessed what happened to him. He's you know, a young child. It's going to be something really awful, a form of abuse, which is horrific. So you're going to know what it is. And so yeah, because of that, that's not something that I like to read about. I don't really like to read about any kind of child abuse, but especially that kind of child abuse. I don't want to read about it. This also goes on. I think there's another 4 books, as you can see there, and I think it's as he gets older or something. I really don't see the point of that, because this book is $7.99, and I'm guessing the other 4 books are $7.99 as well. This is a short book. He could have put it together. I'm going to have a little bit of a rant, okay? If a book's 300 pages and you've got more to write, you've got another 300 pages, okay, split it into 2 books, fine. If a book is 180 pages, keep writing, okay? Put it all together. I don't want to spend $7.99. $7.99 times by 5 is what you'd have to spend to find out the rest of this story. It was kind of left on a cliffhanger as well. Nothing was resolved, and I just felt a little bit cheated by the end, because I got this from Show Shop. I didn't know it was, you know, part of this big series and everything like that. And it doesn't say on the back that it's part of any series. It doesn't say book 1 or 2 on the side. And so because of that, I just felt like I just read, you know, the first few chapters of a book. Like, you know, sometimes publishers will say, oh Hannah, do you want to read the first chapter of a book, and then if you like the first chapter we'll send you the book for review. So that's what publishers do. This is what this felt like. It felt like they said, we're going to send you the part 1 of the book, and then you can say if you want the rest of the book. And I just felt a little bit cheated by this. The writing though, oh wow, Edward's writing is so freaking good. It is beautiful. He is one of the best writers I have ever read, and that's just like, he's just beautiful. The way he writes things, the way he puts things into perspective, his own opinion in things, it's funny, it's sad, it's, yeah. I'm gonna stop like gushing on about the author. This author, wow. But I don't like that whole thing of like, there's 4 more books, all at $7.99 each, and all at like 180 pages. It's like, really? Come on now, there's no need for that. The average book that I read is 300 pages. There's no need for this to not be 300 pages or more. So yeah, I won't be reading on. A part of me does want to read on because I did really like kind of the dynamics, but I don't really want to read on about what happens to the boy, and I don't want to read on and pay $7.99, let's be honest, for such a small book. To me it didn't feel like a finished book, because it's not, because it's part of a series, and so yeah, it was okay. And last but not least, I read Talking to Strangers by Anne Cassidy. I hate photo covers like this, but anyway. A little girl goes missing, someone pulls up in a car, takes her away in the car, and the girl that last saw her, it's all told from that girl's point of view. So we learn about this girl, her mum's about to give birth to a baby, so she's going to have a sibling. She has a very happy home life, and she has seen, well, she last saw the girl alive, and there's that. So she and some other kids kind of join up and decide to look for her, but it's not really, it's odd. It's just about a girl who's kind of, her friend's gone away to Ireland. It's very YA, so her friend's gone away to Ireland, she's coming back, she feels lonely, she's not sure about her feelings towards boys, all that different kind of stuff. She's going to have a sibling, there's a lot going on. And then on top of this, there's this girl who's missing, and no one knows where the hell this girl has gone. There's, ooh, okay, the best way to describe this is, she says in this, if someone takes away a child and does not want a ransom for that child, that means they're not going to give that kid back, and they want to do something really sinister and appalling, the worst thing you can do to a human being. That's what they're going to do to that child. So you know what kind of book this is. You know what kind of themes are going to be raised, just like the last book. All that child abuse and like sexual child abuse and all that different stuff. That's all in there, and then something happens in the past that was brought into the present and was done really beautifully. I'm trying to be vague because I really don't want to spoil this book. It's such a short book, I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a really good book. I will say that. It's a deep book and it gets very heavy, and at certain points I cried and was just like, oh my god, no, 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 no. The end was so good. I can't even tell you. This was a really, really good book, but this is a heavy, heavy book about child abuse. It was really good. I did enjoy it. I would recommend getting this. Heavy, 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 but very much worth it. Like 5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. That's the end of today's What I've Been Reading. I hope you enjoyed this. I have a lot more books to review, which will be up over the next couple of days because obviously I'm doing Vlogmas. I'm failing at Vlogmas. I seem to be missing a day, so I make a video then I don't, just everything like that. But oh well, I'll be getting a lot more of these up. I'm going to aim for in the new year to get one of these up a week, just so I can share everything. And I have a lot of book reviews now that are kind of backed up that I need to get out, and I will get out over this month, but obviously I don't want that to happen again. So I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me if this was enough books or if this was too many books, because obviously I went through 5 reviews, so tell me what you think about that. Tell me if you read any of these books or you're going to read them. Do you like my t-shirt? It's of my little style icon, Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Look at my cute little mug Sylvia got me. It's a little Sum Sum mug, Minnie Mouse, and I absolutely love it. Sylvia actually has a booktube, which I'll link down below. It's really good. We pen palled each other and she sent me this for my birthday, and it is like my favourite mug of all time. Thank you so much, Sylvia. I had to show it in a video because how cool are the Sum Sum mugs? My Sum Sum obsession has got out of control. As some of you may know, I do need help. But their mugs and plates are stunning. They are so cute. So I'm going to end the video here because, as you know me, I could chat all day long. This could be a 2-hour video very easily. I'll end the video and hopefully see you tomorrow for another video for Vlogmas. I hope you're having a great week, whatever you're doing, whatever is your obsessions, like mine is Sum Sums. I'm going to go now and like stroke my Sum Sums. Love you lots like jelly tots. See you tomorrow.